you don't have to cut out the foods you enjoy to get lean. Those are actually the things that help you stay consistent with all this. So let me tell you about some lessons I learned. I did a physique prep 4 years ago, and then a couple different cuts since then. And what I told myself during that period was, okay, if my grandma's cooking food for me, or my girlfriend, or someone made a blessed, amazing meal, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, no, I can't eat this meal. I gotta wait till I get home and have beef and potatoes or whatever it happens to be. So I said, hey, that just requires some extreme preparation if I'm gonna have that mentality to flexibly eat. So stupid simple macro tracker is a really good one on the iPhone. And Sam Sulik uses it as well, and I got the idea from him, and I love it. I love the interface and how easy it is to track everything. But here's what I mean by intention and planning ahead when it comes to enjoying the foods that you want to enjoy and not restricting life to where you're stressed out and you're like, oh, I'm not appreciating people's meals they're cooking for me. And you still want to stay on track with your cutting goals and everything else. So if I know later, for example, I'm gonna have dinner with my girlfriend or girlfriend's family or whomever it is, I'm like, okay, generally that meal is gonna be most likely have a significant amount of fat. There's gonna be probably some sort of dessert paired with it. So if I can eat leaner early in the day, right, and focus on my egg whites and my Greek yogurt and lean sources of protein, and then kind of take it easy on the carbs, what will happen then is I can go to dinner later and I can have that fatty piece of steak and still stay within my macros and my fat goals, right? And when it comes to dessert, I took it easy on the carbs as well. So I can have a thin slice of that pie or that cake or that ice cream and not feel bad of like, oh man, I just crushed 50 grams of carbs of ice cream. No, like I can prepare for that. So I've done this on multiple occasions where I'm still hitting my numbers with the scale. It's going down, and I'm still hitting my goals with my macros. And it's a close estimation. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I have my food scale with me, but I try to overestimate it a little, so I'm at least not overeating when it comes to it. If I'm like, oh, that looks like that's probably about 35 grams of carbs, I'll round up to 45. I'll just bump it so I'm making sure, hey, at least we're not overeating, but we have a really good estimation of where we're at. And this is the piece that's changed everything for me. I remember back in stages where I was so obsessed, and here's the thing, you don't have to be obsessed to be passionate and extremely serious about something. So obsessed that I would kind of just tunnel vision my mind everything toward that, and I didn't care what was going on, who was going to be around me, where I was going to be. I was making sure that my goals were satisfied, and I didn't realize at the time there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. It doesn't have to be this one track mind of I need to make sure I'm bringing my meal prep in a container with me to the family party. So it just, over time, when you start tracking things more, you get a really good idea of how big portion sizes are too when you're eating potatoes, rice, meats, fruits, stuff like that. So it's not like you're shooting in the dark and you're just like, how do I have any idea what this size portion of ground beef is, and as far as ounces. You start to get really, really good at it. So that's the fun part. You start tracking at home, making macro tracking a lot more familiar, and then it becomes just this process that's way more smooth. You can enjoy a cookie. You can put a Rice Krispie treat in pre-workout and add it into your carbs for the day. And of course, you want a lot of nutrient density when you're cutting. That's why I like the dark chocolates, the local raw honey, lots of different fruits and vegetables, the omega blends, olive oil, avocado, ground beef, salmon, tuna steaks, like making sure it's a lot of nutrient dense items, but I'm still making room for those fun little foods that I'm like, oh, it'd be great to have a little bit of ice cream, or it'd be great to have a little bit of that muffin, or whatever it happens to be. Those are the things that keeps us kind of just balanced out a little, because there's a lot of great things to enjoy in this world. It just doesn't mean we have to abuse them or binge them. So This topic is a really, really good one because we want to stay on track with our health and fitness goals. We take this very serious. I'm in a cut. The details are more precise right now, deeper in this cut. So it's like, how do we stay on track even when we're traveling? So Stupid Simple Macro Tracker, very valuable. I want to hear about the other ways that you guys have worked on staying strict on the road and also finding flexibility to enjoy your foods. Really, it's a balance, right? Back and forth. Oh, I'm gonna have a little more carbs later in the day. Let's pull back on the carbs a little bit earlier in the day. So just this general awareness throughout the day. Let me know what you think. I'm excited to hear about your mindsets related to how you found flexible dieting and been successful with it.